Night fell over the dunes like a closing lid, and the expedition arrived beneath a pale, indifferent moon. A distant storm boiled over the horizon, lightning tracing ancient bones beneath the clouds. They spoke in hushed, excited voices about a rumor, a buried black stone pyramid that had never been mapped. By dawn, they cut through packed sand, following a seam of unnatural shadow that the storm revealed. At noon, the wind stilled, and a flat plain of black stone broke the sand like a wound. They laid their hands on cold, glassy rock and felt a humming beneath their palms, like a heartbeat in stone. They cleared a narrow shaft and found steps leading down into a perfectly preserved darkness. The chamber opened like a swallowed cathedral, obsidian walls etched with hieroglyphs that glowed faint, black as midnight fire. Star metal artifacts lay arranged like offerings, their surfaces humming and catching stray light into tiny stars. At the center sat a figure carved entirely from obsidian, the perfect, still shape of a pharaoh untouched by time. When they circled it, the hieroglyphs pulsed in sync with a faint hum until the room felt alive and listening. One researcher whispered a name from a found tablet, and the air went cold, as if the chamber had remembered. A crown lay at the pharaoh's feet like a promise. When touched, it flared white, and the stone figure trembled. Flash of blue fire, a vision of priesthood and ritual halls where torchlight burned cold and shadows obeyed commands. They saw Nubara alive, markets under strange stars, priests drawing black sigils, and a king whose skin turned like glass. A ritual meant to bind cosmic favor cracked instead. Black energy laced through the air, and the pharaoh became monument and prison. Back in the chamber, one of the team vanished between heartbeats. A boot left, a shadow that no longer matched. Shadows detached from the walls, sliding like oil toward the pharaoh, and the room's hum grew into a hungry song. Panic spread as lights winked out, and shadow forms took on teeth and claws, more hunger than shape. One by one, they disappeared into the dark. A scream swallowed midword, boots dropped, hands fumbling emptiness. The leader fought forward alone, torch throwing elliptical light, while shadows writhed and mirrored alternate versions of her fear. She reached the throne and saw the pharaoh's eyes bloom with a cold, inner light that looked back like accusation. The crown rose, levitating, and a white energy braided into the air, knitting the room with threads of ancient will. She yanked the crown away and touched it to her head. For a breath the world brightened, then the brightness scoured everything it touched. The chamber convulsed, pillars split, dust exploded into the air, and the pyramidal heart began to right itself toward the surface. Outside, the dunes heaved as if alive. The pyramid rose over hours like a black heart surfacing from flesh. The remaining survivors fled across creaking sand and lightning-splintered air as the world smelled faintly of burning blue flame. Behind them, shadows poured from the pyramid like oil and formed teeth that chewed at reality until pieces of memory fell away. Then, impossibly, the sand split and the pyramid sank back into a swallowing silence, as if the desert had decided to forget. All that remained was a single glowing line carved into the sand that read like a warning, and then it faded into moonlight.